This is the EDU 605 course overview for Spring 2, 2019. I'm going to start off on the announcements page by bringing your attention to the schedule of weeks for Spring 2, 2019. And this is a normal announcement that I normally make. However, I want to call your attention to the fact that spring break will occur during the week of April 22nd through the 28th. This is actually a little bit of a gift. You will have a week where no assignments are due, but this will be at the end of April, just prior to your finishing your collaborative capstone project. So this extra week comes as a nice little cushion, just in case you need a little extra time to get your final submissions revised or polished up. So I just wanted to call your attention to the fact that we will be off the week of April 22nd through April 28th, which is the week before your capstones are due. Now let's talk just a little bit about how this course is different from our previous EDU 580. Moving over here to the left, you'll notice that there is not a discussion board. And that is because this course features a weekly journal, which functions as your check-in and your thought collection. So instead you will have a weekly journal that you are required to contribute to. This is a space where you're going to reflect on the process of implementing your research and collecting your data and analyzing your data. You will be expected to participate in your weekly reflection journal every week, and your attendance in class will be based upon this. So wanted to call your attention to that because that is a difference from our previous classes. I also wanted to call your attention to we'll just go into week 1 to give you an example. The live virtual sessions will be held by appointment. So you, with your research partner or research partners, will need to come up with a meeting time and an alternate time, please. Just contact me and we'll set up a time to meet. You are encouraged to meet 3 to 4 times throughout the 8 weeks with me, just so that we can check in. However, there will not be a regular weekly or every other week scheduled time like we had in EDU 580. Another difference from EDU 580 is that there is a recommended timeline of tasks. So if you go under capstone resources and you just scroll to 605 recommended timeline of tasks, click on that document. This is a really nice little guide for you to use. Now, this is not set in stone, so your progress will vary from week to week simply because different groups move at different paces. Of course, you're in different schools with different calendars. Oh, I see a little glitch on here. But in any case, there's a description of the tasks that you'll be doing generally during weeks 1 and 2, and generally during weeks 2 to 5, as well as weeks 6 and 7, and 7 and 8. Again, some of you may move at a faster pace because you have a larger research group or because you have a smaller research group, but this will give you an overview and a guide for the things you should be doing as you proceed through your EDU 605 course. Another feature of this course is the oral presentation. That will occur during week 8, and you can read about it in your syllabus. But you will be required to give an oral presentation to pass the course. You have 2 options. You can either present it to 3 or more colleagues and record your presentation, and then upload your recording of your presentation. That's one option. If you do that, you may do it individually. Or your other option is to log in during week 8. Our session will be on Wednesday at 6:30. It will last anywhere from 90 minutes to maybe close to 2 hours. We're hoping more for the 90 minutes. But each research group will be allotted 15 to 20 minutes, hopefully more like 15, as an opportunity to present their research to the class. So disseminating the results of your research is a very important part of the process, and it is required in order to pass the course. So just know that this is something that will occur during that last week on Wednesday. The course will end on May 3rd, which is a Friday, and many of you, I'm sure, will be making your plans to travel to commencement. So just plan ahead. Speaking of the oral presentation, and going again to Capstone Resources, there is a lovely oral presentation template provided for you. So I'll talk more about this in the overview for week 8, but as you'll see, there's a template nicely set up for you. So if you have any questions about what to include, you can look on the template, simply follow it along. You can personalize it a little bit, but I wouldn't spend too much time on it. Just follow the template and you'll know exactly what you need to include in your presentation. Again, the final oral presentation should be between 15 to 20 minutes long. I know that's a lot when it's a project that you've just spent 16 weeks of your life on, but don't get too stressed out about that. You're all teachers and you're used to presenting. You're going to be just fine. That's our course overview. What you will notice as we go through the weekly overviews is that they're fairly repetitive. The learning outcomes are the same from week to week. The tasks can be the same. The tasks for weeks 1 and 2 are very similar. The tasks for weeks 3 through 5 are very similar, and so forth. So if you hear a lot of repetition, that's simply because everybody moves at a different pace. So if you have questions about the course, of course, don't hesitate to email or call or text me. My contact information is still the same, and it is listed on the Meet Your Instructor page.